Good evening, everyone. Kick-off is just over 1 hour away as West Ham United take on Charlton Athletic in tonight's Carabao Cup. Gonzo, in the preview, we were both downbeat. We're a little bit meh about tonight's game. Are you feeling the magic of the cup yet?
No, that would be stretching it too far. Those were... No, you've gone too far, basically. Am I more interested than I was when we spoke yesterday? Yes. Magic of the cup, Father Christmas, Jingle Bell. No, I'm not feeling all of that. All of that sort of magic is not happening at the moment. But I am more interested than I was. What about yourself?
I am actually. I am. Today I'm in cup mode. Actually, I think I can't get over the fact how much I want to see us win a cup, or at least have an attempt at winning the cup almost. And the more the days gone on, the more I've thought I better see a strong 11 tonight. I better see a good performance tonight. And I absolutely better see us in the next round tonight. Otherwise, I am not going to be a happy bunny, to be honest with you. The club needs some positivity, just something, a little smithereen. And in the grand scheme of things, beating a League One side in the League Cup isn't an achievement. It's not a fantastic thing. But it's something, and I am willing to accept something because it's so bad at the minute. But no, honestly, Gonzo, the cup feeling's coming back. I really want to see us do well tonight. I had a little reminder of myself today that actually I care more about the cups than I do the Premier League, and it's League Cup night. So let's go out there and get the win and get ourselves into the next round, and maybe go on and win it and enter the stupid competition next year, the new fucking European thing.
Can you imagine? Just to put a downer on things, can you imagine waiting all these years to get to a cup final and not being able to go because of maybe social distance?
And then,
what could be more West Ham than that?
And then you get, I think the winner, I could be wrong, I should have checked this, I think the winner goes into the new European competition. It's now not even the Europa League you get in, it's like it's lesser than Europa League. It's like, I don't know who you're going to be playing. Third place in the Azerbaijan League or something.
Yeah. It's like the Lidl and the Aldi of European football. We're not going to Harrods, basically.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure the Germans will be in there because they're too good for it. They'll be in the real Europa League thing. But no, I'll take anything. I just want to see us play well tonight. I believe there's a lot of changes. I believe there's 10 changes. The lineup will be out in a minute, and we'll get the confirmation then, but I think there's a lot, and I think the bench is made up predominantly of youngsters. I think the more senior players, or first team players if you like, have been given the night off, but we'll get a little bit of team news coming through. Do you know who we forgot in our preview?
Robert Snodgrass.
No, because I mentioned him at the end. Jack Wilshere.
Yeah. How could we possibly forget Jack Wilshere, Geo? What could have possibly happened to our state of mind that he wasn't prominent in the forefront of our brain, that we could miss this guy who's been so integral and so pivotal to West Ham over the last couple of years? I can't believe we forgot about him.
I know, that's how bad it is. We genuinely sat here discussing what teams we thought, and not one of us mentioned Jack Wilshere at all. It was afterwards, when I was sort of doing my predicted 11, I thought, you'll probably play Wilshere, and I thought, hang on a minute, we didn't even mention him in our preview. We completely forgot about him. Right, okay, give me 1 second. 1 second, 5:30. The team should be out now. Let's get this 11 up. No, the club haven't tweeted it. And those
why would they? They? Do you know what, mate? They probably tweeted a picture of Marco Boogers and Joey Beecham instead.
Right, okay, I've got it now. You ready for the West Ham 11? We've got Dan Randolph in goal. A back four, it appears, of Ben Johnson, Balbuena, Diop, and Masuaku. And then we've got...
That's my back line.
Yeah, he's gone with your back line, yeah. Then we've got midfield, we've got Cullen and Snodgrass. And then it looks like we've got a 3 in behind the striker, and the 3 is Lanzini, Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson. That's your 3. And then Sebastian Aller up front. So that's 9 of your starting 11 there, Gonzo. So you must be a bit of a happy hammer tonight.
Well, I am very influential in these matters, Geo, of course. So he's clearly listened to the review, the preview, even. He's not. I hope David Moyes didn't listen to the review, actually. But he's clearly listened to the preview and decided to go with that, and he's just decided to select your goalkeeper and one of the forgotten players out of Snodgrass and Wilshere. I take it Wilshere's on the bench?
No. No Jack Wilshere at all. David Moyes also forgot about Jack Wilshere. He's either crocked again or he's gone, isn't he? He's either. But David Moyes got asked about him, and then he said something like, "I don't know anything about those rumours. He's doing well in training." So I don't know what's going on. But Jack Wilshere's not in the squad. But yeah, it's a strong 11. Balbuena's captain, by the way. I don't know if anyone needs to know, but Balbuena is a captain out of that starting team. I thought it would have been Snodgrass, to be honest, but. So listen, that's a very strong team. I wouldn't have minded it to be slightly stronger. I'm a bit concerned with our centre midfield. I think Cullen and Snodgrass is a bit sketchy. There's not enough midfield in midfield, if that makes sense. But all in all, that team should be winning, regardless of. Before looking at the Charlton team, it should be winning tonight. We've got a £45 million striker, a £40 million attacking midfielder there. One of Ukraine's best ever players. I mean, it's a strong team by David Moyes.
And Robert Snodgrass.
Cool, man. The bench, we've got David Martin, Ashby, Connor Coventry, Alisi, Fornals, Bowen and Exonde Silva. Not the strongest of benches, though. I guess Jadis Bowen's there in case things go wrong, but...
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And also, he's a real runner and a real fitness player, Bowen, as well. So it certainly won't hurt him to have played against Newcastle, to play 20 minutes tonight, and then play again against Arsenal. I think he's fine. He's one of the 3 or 4 players that I would think are capable of doing that. Yeah, he's clearly hedged his bets. He's got some on the bench to bring on if we're winning 4-0. I say so with my tongue firmly in my cheek, of course. But also he's got the provision, as you just referred to there, if things are going a little bit wrong, to bring on a good player or two.
I'll rattle through the Charlton 11. We're not going to discuss it because we don't know their players. Charlton are one of these clubs, media-wise, that do their teams in numerical order, and I do not like that because it doesn't give you an insight into their positions. See, when West Ham announced their 11, they've got Ben Johnson, Diop, Balbuena, Massa. You can tell that's the back four. Charlton's done by numbers, so I could be a way to read out the striker first and finish with the right back. I don't know. So here's their 11 anyway. Amos, that's the goalie. We know that.
Number one.
13.
Number one. Okay, so the next one's number 4.
Purrington, Oshilaja, Williams, Bon. Le's a striker that scores a lot of goals. Pratley's a captain. I know he can play centre mid or centre back. I know of him. Doughty, Otztumer, Levitt, Lapseel and Barker. They need some easier names, this Charlton team. Do you know something? Could they not just be Bob? I need a Bob in there.
Yeah, you've not heard of the attacking trio of Leipzig and Barker?
No, I have not.
Fair
I'm not even going to say the bench, to be honest with you, because I don't know what they are. But right, West Ham starting 11th, though, very strong. Does that make you slightly more confident for tonight? What it's worth, though, going by what I've seen from Charlton's 2 games this season in that lineup from my head, I think that's their first team. I know Bond's their main striker. I know Pratley is their captain. They're both playing tonight. I think it's fair to suggest that that's possibly their first side.
Yeah, I mean, they got kicked out of the Johnson's Paint Trophy. I think was possibly their first game of the season, actually. So I don't know how seriously they were taking that, but they'll certainly. But then they won, obviously, in the previous round in this competition. They won that game.
Just to interrupt, I'm flicking. I've gone underneath and I'm looking at Charlton's fans' comments for a bit of an insight. First comment is someone has said that Williams and Otzumer were going to get 20 corners tonight, and it's got a few likes. Charlton fans are liking it. So this guy's giving us a little bit of knowledge here. Clearly, these guys are the wingers. And clearly they get down to the touch byline and try and get crosses in. Going by that one tweet, I've already got a little bit of knowledge here. The next person says this is way stronger than I expected it to be. This is a pretty good team. Levitt, a stronger team than I expected. Not hopeful, but you never know. That's not a bad team. No excuses if we get walloped. Charlton fans seem pretty confident with this. I say confident. Charlton fans are happy with the lineup.
Well, so they know who Levitt and Barker are then, clearly, which has got to be a bonus. Is there any mention of Wilshere from the Charlton fans?
They forgot about Wilshere.
Oh, he's having a tough old day, really.
No one's forgotten. No one remembers Jack Wilshere.
Everyone's forgotten about Wilshere as the rap goes. I'm happy. I'm happy with that team. I've got to be. I didn't want to see the big main guys play, who I thought would Rice, Antonio, a lot of the players that we discussed before. I think they need to be wrapped up in cotton wool. It has to be. It has to be good enough to beat Charlton, and obviously the Charlton fans are buoyed and pleased with their lineup, and good for them. I'm pleased that they're taking it seriously as well, and pleased for the fans, as we discussed. I'd like to see them do well, albeit not tonight. But it's still, with all due respect, people like Yarmolenko and Sebastian Haller, come on, I love their confidence. They might get. We're going to get 10 or 20 corners tonight because they rate their wingers. Let's be fair. A year ago, he was one of the best strikers in Europe, Sebastian Haller. We should be saying, "Oh, hey, look, we're going to get 5 goals today." This is, just we should feel.
Let's put ability to one side for a moment here, because there's no doubting that. It's a question of attitude, I think.
Sure.
Are you confident that we are going to turn up with the right attitude in order to win this tie?
Well, I know I said it before the previous game, but I actually think Moyes, Nolan and Pearce are quite pivotal here, because I think the attitude may well stem from them. I think if they let it be known, particularly to the players that we suspect might play with the hunched shoulders and all the rest of it, I speak particularly about Lanzini and Felipe Anderson, if they let it be known that this is unacceptable, that we want to win this competition, and the players see that the coaching staff are taking it seriously, then I think we might have a little bit more urgency about us. I do think also, if the players get an inkling that the coaching staff don't care, then I think the players will then carry that onto the field.
Have you seen David Moyes' article on the official website then?
No.
Do you want me to read you a little bit for it? I've got a paragraph here. I can read it to you if you want. This is David Moyes' own bit it's on West Ham's official website. This isn't from the Evening Standard and it's taken out of context. This is something the club have edited, approved and put up, and it says we will do everything we can to progress in the Carabao Cup, a competition which will advance and reach the latter stages quickly due to the opening rounds being played in the early weeks of the season. Then he goes on to say, I've always tried to win every cup in which my club has been entered. Ultimately, though, the Premier League will always be a priority for every member club because of the finances it generates, particularly during these times made more uncertain by and I can't see the next bit, but it's obviously about the COVID situation. It's not the most inspiring words to read from your manager prior to a cup tie.
No, but it's absolutely predictable. There's something that a lot of managers don't understand, and a particular type of manager, and I would lump David Moyes in there, and I'd lump people like Sam Allardyce in there, and those sort of managers. And what they don't realise is when they've finished up, them just surviving in the Premier League's going to not stand in particularly good stead, because even though other managers might have relegations on their CV, and I talk primarily here about let's go with Harry Redknapp, let's go with Roberto Martinez, and let's go with Steve McLaren. All of those guys have won trophies, and actually when they look back, I think that actually I think Martinez has got the Belgium job not because he didn't get relegated with anyone. I think he got it because he's a cup winner. I think he got it for his philosophy, and I think he got it because he looks like he takes every competition seriously. How competent is he as a manager? I don't know, but it's Moyes should know this better than anybody. And whilst I stick up for Moyes, and I think there's a lot I like about Moyes. But when he calls himself a winning manager, he seems to use as a barometer him not getting relegated up with Everton and doing that and having a good percentage win rate with Everton. That's not being a winner, Geo. That's winning the odd battle here or there. That's not winning the war. He's not won a trophy. So he can't say after, 20 years in football, I don't know how long it is, that I always take a cup seriously, because he's had a lot of opportunities to win them. He's even at Manchester United, for goodness sake. He has had really good opportunities to win cups. So I don't think that's the case. I know what you're saying. What's his attitude going to be after reading that article to convey that to the players? Let's just hope the players believe him, because if he was saying those words to me, I wouldn't necessarily believe him. That's why I want to see him motivated. I want to see the passion. I want to see the drive. I want to see Stuart Pearce going there, shaking all the players. Come on, get out there, get moving. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to You don't come back into this dressing room at half time unless you've given 100%. All of that sort of thing. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think a lot of the British managers see staying in the Premier League as like an invisible trophy in a way. It's like Premier League status secured. Here's my invisible trophy. Pat on the back from the guy that employs you in the boardroom and stuff. That'll do me. Happy days. But I do hope that we turn up with the right attitude tonight. If we turn up and we match them for effort and endeavour, then we'll win tonight. I say it's as simple as that. We should win tonight. The team we've got out is extremely strong. We've made a lot of changes, but all these 11 players, after the defeat against Newcastle, I think realistically they could be looking at that team thinking, I should be starting against Arsenal here. If I turn up tonight and put in a decent... Allaire should be thinking, if I get 2 tonight, I should be starting up front against Arsenal. Balbuena should be saying to Diop, look, if we keep a clean sheet, we might start. Now, again, Ogbonna out the side is unlikely, but that's what they should be aiming for. Ben Johnson should be smelling blood with Fredericks and Aaron Creswell. Josh Cullen's attitude, I read his article earlier and I thought that was spot on. That guy's got his head in the right place. He spoke about how he's 24 and he said, I could be looking at it like I have not made it yet. I should be playing games now. I'm 24. He says, but he also sees a lot of players being purchased from the Championship at 26 years old. He says, so essentially he just sees it as, I'm just doing my experience to get my chance in the Premier League. And I love the attitude of Josh Cullen. I'm pleased he's starting tonight. I think he'll do well. If there's one player, if you said to me tonight, who's going to be our man of the match, Josh Cullen will be in the top 3 is a prediction. I predict Josh Cullen to be there. I predict Yarmolenko to be there. Who else goes in there? I'm not sure. And that's a bit concerning to me. I'm not that confident that any of the other ones will have a really good game. If Lanzini and Anderson both shrink a little bit tonight, which we've seen them do plenty of occasions, we're going to struggle a little bit. Allaire's going to struggle. The creativity is going to disappear pretty quick out of the team. Snodgrass will work hard in the centre of the park, but he's not quick. He's not a mobile centre midfielder, and I worry that the weak area of the pitch is our centre midfield tonight. I do think it's there to be got at. I'm actually probably more pleased that Charlton fans are talking about coming down the wings and maybe rather they'd done that tonight, they come down the middle of the park. But anyway, with all that said and done, we'll start wrapping this up in a couple of minutes, but do stick around because we've got another watch along tonight. We've all stuck our hand in our pooches, we've all got our tenner out and handed it over to the EFL to purchase the stream for tonight's game. So Charlie and Tom will be live after us doing a watch along. So if you don't want to pay for it or anything like that, stick around with the boys. They'll give you a running commentary and tell you what's going on, who's playing well, who's playing rubbish, and myself and Gonzo will be back at full time with our review. But Gonzo, with all that said and done, can I please get your final words?
My final words are, I want to see... I'm looking at individual performances tonight. I'm looking at people closely.
Is there anyone in particular that you're...
Yeah, I am actually. I want to see Masuaku here. And Masuaku, we've all seen the highlight reel of Masuaku. We've all seen clips of him. Sometimes that guy, the way he dribbles and his close ball control, can look like Ronaldinho. You've seen it rolling up his heel and flicking it over people's heads. I mean, an outstanding ability this boy's got. I want to see him impose that. He really should be several levels above the players he's playing against. He should be laughing that Charlton might be rocking up with a winger who fancies himself. Because quite frankly, I'd imagine Masuaku is probably more skillful than any of those wingers that Charlton have got, and he's supposedly a left back. He needs to step up here. I'm not confident he will do, but I want to see his attitude. This is Anderson's audition to either remain or to leave. This is Anderson's saying, David Moyes, put me in a team. Or this is Anderson saying to Lazio, or whoever the case may be, look, I've still got it. The old magic's still there, right? Because he's probably not going to get a chance against Arsenal. It's a chance for Lanzini to say, I'm fit and I'm ready to go. And the player that you saw in the first pre-season friendly, I think possibly it was Wickham, that's me. I'm here. I'm that player and not the one you saw against Bournemouth, for instance. So, Cullen, I totally agree with. I think we'll get, because he's playing against someone that he's played for before. We know Bowyer rates him as well. I think we're going to see a big performance from Cullen, and I want to see Johnson play well as well, bearing in mind what happened in getting substituted after 25 minutes against Bournemouth. So I want to see a good performance from him.
I want to see Sebastian Allaire scoring tonight. I want to see him on the score sheet. I want to see him looking like a £45 million striker. I want to see him bossing this Charlton defence. These Charlton defenders, these centre-backs should come off tonight thinking, crikey, he's the best we've ever played against. It's perfectly acceptable to expect to have a League One defender when he plays up against someone that's cost £45 million to come off feeling like they've just come up against one of the best footballers they'll ever play against. I think the striker position's there for Sebastian Haller. I think he scores tonight, puts in a 9 out of 10 performance. I think he starts against Arsenal on Saturday night. I think Yarmolenko will turn up, and I'm looking forward to watching Yarmolenko. But I am aware I'm a Yarmolenko fanboy, if you will. But I'd like to see him perform. To say to David Moyes, you've got to find a way of getting me and Bowen into the team on Saturday. You can't leave me out and you can't leave Bowen out. So you've got to do something that gets us both into your starting 11. Lanzini, Anderson, Snodgrass, they make me nervous. I'm not going to lie, the three of them do. I'm not confident they'll turn up. I'm really looking forward to watching Josh Cullen, even taking the Charlton thing away. I think Josh has got great ability. I think he's neat and tidy on the ball, and I think we missed that. And the fact is, he wasn't even on the bench against Newcastle. It was pretty insulting, to be honest with you. So I think, and this is going to sound bad, but Josh has now got to say to David Moyes, I need to be on the bench against Arsenal. You cannot leave me out now. I'm now your third choice centre midfielder. You don't have an option. You're going to have to tell Anderson or Lanzini on Saturday they're not on the bench because you're putting me on there instead. Masuaku, for reasons that you've said, both their wingers are as good as what Twitter suggests, and then he needs to be careful tonight. The centre backs, we know what they can do. We know what Ben Johnson can do. We know what Randolph can do. I'm looking forward to it, Gonzo. Magic of the Cup. I'm feeling a bit excited. I just want to get into the next round of the Cup. I want to have some positivity. Every season, win a cup, and that's not going to change despite what we're going through. Can I get your score prediction, please?
Yeah, I think we'll win. Did I say 3-1?
You said 3-1.
No, I don't think we'll concede. I'll go 3-0.
I'm going to go 4-2. I think we're in for a nice high intensity classical cup game, if you like. A bit scary at times, or maybe even a comfortable 4-2. Maybe we'll go 2-0 up, 3-0 up, 3-1 kind of thing. I'll go 4-2. Expect goals. I think we've got goals in this, but I can't trust us to keep a clean sheet at all. And Lee Bowyer will not be coming here to just... Lee Bowyer won't be saying to his players, just don't get injured. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, if anything, fly into these tackles. Let these boys know they're in for a fight tonight. Let's test them a little bit. Lee Bowyer was like that as a player. And last week, after we'd done the preview, I seen his comments from Lee Bowyer saying he would love to manage West Ham one day. So here's your addition, Lee. Here is your addition. Get your team out there to beat David Moyes' team and almost say to the boardroom, listen, if that guy goes... You know where I am. I'm over there. Come get me. So I'm going to say 4-2. Right. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Sky here, around here. Myself and Colin will be back at full time, but stay on the channel. Do not go anywhere. Tom and Charlie are going live in just 1 minute with a watch along. They're going to have a pre-match build-up of their own. Then at 7:30, they'll give you a running commentary, let you know what's going on in the game, and all that good stuff. And Gonzo, I shall see you at 9:25, unless it goes to extra time. Then we've got a late night.
Blimey, yeah.
Hopefully I'll see you at 20 past.
I'll get a coffee ready. Yeah.
I'll see you at 9:20. Catch you in a bit. Cheers.